Hi, my name's Laura from LH Professional Hair, and today we are going to be doing a classic bridal updo. It's important before starting to make sure your client is not allergic to any of the ingredients in the products you are using. Also, make sure your equipment is clean and any grips you are using are not damaged as not to scratch the scalp. It's also a good idea when doing put-ups to wear a grip ring. Now we're ready to start. The first thing I'm going to do is pull Patrice's hair back and move her parting slightly over to the side. This will just give her hair a softer look. I'm going to do a zigzag parting by moving my comb back and forward so we don't get a straight line. Next, I'm going to section off the back of the hair, starting just below the crown, from the top down towards the back of the ears. And I'm going to clip that out the way. I'm going to repeat it the same on the other side. And sectioning away. Next, we're going to work on the back section. I'm going to start by taking sections about 1 inch deep and backcombing at the root. I'm just making sure that I don't move the comb backwards and forwards, only up. This way it's easier to take out afterwards. I'm going to fix that backcombing in place with some strong hold spray. I've got my straighteners heated up ready, and I'm just going to curl in varying sizes through this section. Also going different directions so it has a natural feel. Before those curls set, I'm just going to pull them apart slightly. I'll just be continuing this all the way to the top of the head. As your sections get wider, it's a good idea to split them into two when backcombing so the hair doesn't bunch into the middle. This backcombing will give you a good foundation to grip the hair up later. It's important as well to pull these curls apart. This look is supposed to look natural and quite undone, so we don't want the curls to be really sleek. As I get towards the top of the head, I'm going to curl a little bit lower down. This part of the hair is going to be smoother, whereas this part is going to be curled, so there's no need to curl here. And again, varying that degree of curl and the direction. When you get to the top of the hair, make sure you don't split the hair in two when backcombing, as this can leave a line in the finished look. Also, lift the hair up when you're backcombing, and this will add a little bit of height. I'm just curling the ends of the hair now, as this part is going to be smoother in the finished look, and these curls are going to be up with the rest of the curls at the bottom. Final few sections, and you can see the natural crown here already starting to part. That's why it's important to make sure your backcombing covers that. Again, it's important when backcombing these top sections not to split the hair. As you can see here, the natural crown parting will appear. We want to make sure we get rid of that so it doesn't happen on the finished look. It's important on this final top section to make sure you backcomb to get rid of any parting that may be there at the crown. Always backcombing downwards, not up and down, and fixing with spray. And that's preparation for the back of the hair done. So next, I'll be moving the top section out of the way so I can start curling and pinning the bottom. This is going to be quite random as we don't want it to look classic or too set. I'm going to use some smoothing cream on my hands to get rid of any frizz. Next, I'm going to pick up random pieces and very loosely pin curl them, gripping them in place on that backcomb section. So I'm going to continue doing this very rough and very loosely. Pinning into that backcombing foundation. At this point, it doesn't matter if the pin curls are very loose or look like they may fall, as we'll be securing them later. I'm just continuing this around the head. Again, keeping the pin curls very loose and just gripping them in with one grip. So they may look quite loose at the moment, but they'll be more secure towards the end. At the moment, we're just trying to get the initial shape. So now we have the basic shape for the bottom section. I'm going to pick up individual pieces and take a look at them before I grip them in and make them more secure so I can see that the shape is right. So unlike classic bridal hair looks, we want this to look very loose and natural, but not be loose. So a bride can still wear it all day. If your bride or client has very short hair at the nape of the neck, as many do, it's a good idea just to pick it up and pin it underneath. Next, I'm going to use some firm hold spray to fix and separate the tendrils. Using my fingers just to rub the hair, open up those pin curls and give it a more balanced look. It's important when doing put-ups like this to make sure you fix each section when it's complete. Next, I'm going to work on this top section. I'm going to add a little bit of serum, smooth it through my hands and over the top, just to give it a nice shine, and again, get rid of any frizz. You can also use your backcombing brush to smooth it further, making sure you don't smooth all the way to the ends and get rid of any curl. Now we're going to split this section in two and cross them over. I'm going to use my finger just to hold it in place while I use my pintail comb to lift the hair at the top. Once you have your required degree of height, fix in place. And then hold these bottom sections with grips. Keep the grips as low as possible and as close to the curls as possible so we can keep them hidden. Next, I'm going to add some smoothing cream to these ends and curl them up into this bottom part. And I'm going to roll them up as before, quite loosely, and pin into place. Once these pin curls are in place, as before, I'm going to just fix them and spray. Okay, now we're going to work on the first side section. I'm going to comb it through and smooth it down and then pull it a little way from my model's face. Then I'm going to use my pintail comb to bring some tendrils out, again to keep in with this nice soft loose look. It's important when pulling these tendrils out to make sure they're not too long and that you let pieces that almost naturally want to fall out. Once that's done, we're ready to start plaiting. Before we start plaiting this side section, it's a good idea to clip these tendrils out of the way, just so while you're plaiting you don't bring them in. It makes it a little bit easier. I'm just going to apply a little bit more smoothing cream through this section to tame any flyaway hairs and make it easier to plait. Using your pintail comb, take a section approximately 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres away from your parting. Split into 3 to begin your plait. We're going to be doing a Dutch lace braid, bringing in from the front and directing the plait towards the back to cover the parting line. Make sure you keep your braid very loose to keep in with the style and also to make sure you can't see the scalp. When you run out of hair, just continue the Dutch braid to the end. And secure with an elastic. Same as on the other side, I'm just continuing the lace braid, pulling from the front to the back to hide the parting line. And continuing that Dutch braid towards the end of the hair. Again, keeping it very loose. And again, we're finishing by securing with an elastic. So now, holding the braid at the bottom, I'm going to gently pull and spread the braid out to thicken it and give it a lace effect. Also watching as I go, making sure the shape is the way that I want it. This can also be done along these front sections, pulling the plait out to make it look loose and natural. Once you're happy with your braid, you can fix into place. And the same on the other side, spreading the braid till you're happy with the look. And fixing into place. Now I'm going to place the braids around the back of the head. Before I grip them in, I'm just going to make sure they're sitting where I want them to. And the same on the other side. Same as before, I'll be lifting the plait across, now I need to secure away these loose ends. I'll put a grip across and tuck them under. Now I've got the plait where I want it to be, I'm just going to secure it, making sure the grips are hidden. And fix in place with spray. Next, using my styling irons, I'm going to curl the tendrils very loosely away from the face. And the same for the other side, gently curling the tendrils away from the face, leaving them to cool and set before dressing them out. Next, I'm going to apply a small amount of serum over the back, through the parting, to smooth any flyaway hairs, and down through the tendrils to break them up. Just parting the tendrils, shaping them where I want them to sit. We almost want them to catch on the hair. to give an almost windswept look. A final fix with some firm hold spray and we'll be ready to put in the accessories. As you can see, to finish the style, we've added some fresh flowers, which is very popular for these kind of looks. If your flowers have a long enough stem, they should easily just fit into the hairstyle, but you can grip across them if you need to. So now, just to hold the flowers in place so they stay for the day, I'm just going to spray them with some firm hold spray. To finish, I'm going to add some shine. Be aware when using shine sprays to hold them far enough away so the hair doesn't look greasy. Now that's the style complete, it's important to give your clients some aftercare advice. Firstly, make sure they don't wear any high collars that could rub on the style. You also need to make sure any grips being removed are taken out in the opposite direction to which they were put in. It's also important when taking out back combing to comb root to point to avoid damage to the hair.
Right.
Hi, my name's Laura from Lady Professional Hair, and today I will be doing a classic bridal updo. Firstly, it's important to make sure your client is not allergic to any of the ingredients you use in your products. It's also important to make sure your equipment is clean and that any grips you use are not damaged so they don't hurt the scalp. It's also good to wear a grip ring. This way you can open the grips without hurting yourself. Now we're ready to start. The first thing we're going to do is part the hair. I'm going to do a parting slightly on the side. I'm then going to follow this line from the crown down towards the back of the ears and section this off. And clip that out the way. I will then repeat this on the other side. Repeat this section on the opposite side. Next, start by straightening the whole of the back section so it's nice and smooth. Once this is complete, you're ready to start styling. Continue to straighten through the back section so it's nice and smooth, ready to style. Next, backcomb the top in small sections just at the root. Continue backcombing it up in sections till you reach the top of the ear. When that's complete, clip the hair out of the way. Next, we're going to pull the hair into a low ponytail and secure with an elastic. Apply smoothing cream to the ponytail and some foam hold spray to the end. Leave this to set for a few seconds before you start working with the section. Next, roll the ponytail inwards and secure it underneath the bobble. Give the roll a quick spray with some firm hold spray and smooth using the back of your put-up brush. Next, we're going to take down this top section and smooth through with some serum. Using our back combing brush to tame any flyaway hairs. Next, I'm going to ask Jackie to put her head forward a little and split the section in two, crossing it over. From here, I'm going to hold the hair in place and lift it, fixing with spray. Next, I'm going to spray along this section and leave it to set for a second. I'm going to do the same with this section. Once these sections are set, very gently wrap them underneath and pin into place. Making sure any loose ends are tucked away. Now we need to secure the sides. Once you're happy with your shape, move the bun and pin in. I'm just pushing the bun towards the head, creating the shape that I want and pinning it into place. Fix with spray. Apply smoothing cream to the whole side section of the hair, working it through, making sure you get hold of any flyaways. Next, hold the section flat and fix with spray. Leave that to set for a few seconds. Continue smoothing the section round and grip into place behind the bun. making sure you tuck any ends away again. Smooth the section around as before and grip in place. If your client has a fringe or shorter layers, they may fall out of the style. If you use a firm hold spray and the back of your fingers, just push them into place where you need them to be, being very gentle. And leave this to set. Now the look is complete, you can add any accessories that you want to. Now the look is complete, you can add any accessories that you want to. So now the final look is complete, it's important to give your client some aftercare advice. Make sure that when they take out any grips, they do it in the opposite direction to what they were put in. Also make sure any back combing is combed out point to root as not to damage the hair. It's also important to make sure your client does not wear any high collars that could rub on the style. And to complete the style, add in any accessories you like.